concerns over a potential volcanic eruption are rising in Italy after hundreds of tremors were felt west of Naples in recent weeks.
In recent days, news outlets have been buzzing with headlines suggesting that the Campi Flegrei supervolcano, situated in the west of Nepal, might be on the verge of an eruption, the first since the catastrophic event in 1538. Boasting a history dating back thousands of years, this volcanic complex, also known as the Phlegraean Fields, has witnessed significant eruptions. But is it true that it's about to erupt once again? And what will happen if it did? Let's find out. Campi Flegrei. If you ever venture west from Nepal, the landscape begins to reveal a remarkable geological feature: the Campi Flegrei supervolcano. Unlike the towering presence of Mount Vesuvius, Campi Flegrei presents itself as a series of overlapping calderas, with large and deep explosion craters dotting its expanse. The formation of this geological wonder can be traced back to two massive explosive eruptions around 14,900 and 39,850 years ago, ejecting staggering amounts of tephra, 79 and 320 cubic kilometers respectively. To put this into perspective, these eruptions dwarfed the infamous destruction of Pompeii by Mount Vesuvius in 79 CE. Unlike a traditional stratovolcano, Campi Flegrei's structure is intricate, characterized by two dominant calderas measuring 12.6 and 14.5 kilometers wide. These calderas originated from colossal explosive eruptions that left a lasting mark on the region. The present-day magma chamber is a complex system divided into two sections: a deeper, larger section at 8 kilometers depth and a smaller sill at 3.6 kilometers depth. The magma sill is not uniform. It contains a bulge in its center. As the sill expands, so does the bulge, causing the overlying ground to uplift. Over the past 73 years, the uplift has been a consistent phenomenon, with sections of the caldera experiencing ground movements of up to 30 meters. Current uplift trends. While the last eruption of Campi Flegrei dates back to 1538, recent studies have reignited concerns about an imminent reawakening. The National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology in Italy, in collaboration with researchers from University College London, or UCL, has been diligently monitoring ground deformation, seismic activity, and gas emissions. The results are sobering. The caldera, weakened by tens of thousands of small earthquakes since the 1950s, is inching closer to a breaking point. The study, published in the journal Nature, underscores the increased frequency of minor tremors since 2019, with over 600 vibrations recorded in April alone. The seaside town of Pozzuoli, a stone's throw away from the volcanic epicenter, has experienced a rise of almost 4 meters since the 1950s. The unsettling revelation is that the region may be on the cusp of reawakening, with magma pushing against weakened points in the caldera. The recent uptick in ground uplift around Campi Flegrei has raised eyebrows among researchers. Since 1950, the volcano has shown an average uplift rate of about 6.2 centimeters per year. This sustained uplift has placed Campi Flegrei in a higher unrest tier, a classification based on historical patterns and current observations. Notably, this uplift follows a period of long-term subsidence that succeeded the volcano's last eruption in 1538. The magma chamber beneath Campi Flegrei is not to be underestimated. Measuring approximately 3,600 meters wide and 6 meters thick, it contains a staggering 40.7 million cubic meters of molten rock. In a worst-case scenario, if this magma were to find its way to the surface, it could potentially result in a large VEI-3 or small-end VEI-4 explosive eruption. However, the key factor preventing an imminent eruption lies in the absence of a crucial precursor: the ground rupture. 4 phases leading to eruption. Researchers have identified 4 distinct phases that Campi Flegrei typically undergoes before an eruption. By examining historical data and overlaying it with a chart detailing the years associated with each phase leading up to the last eruption in 1538, the current assessment puts the volcano in a higher unrest tier. This tier, which lasted for 136 years during the last cycle, is attributed to the average rate of peak uplift observed since 1950. Potential scenarios. The prospect of a volcanic eruption hinges on the occurrence of a ground rupture above the magma chamber. In past eruptions, this rupture provided a pathway for already shallow magma to move towards the surface with relative ease. The last such event occurred in 1536, where magma migrated westward from the sill, pooled for about 24 months, and then erupted. While we haven't reached this critical stage yet, a scientific paper referenced in recent discussions suggests that we might be approaching a period when the volcano could rupture. As we contemplate the future of Campi Flegrei, 3 possibilities arise with a potential ground rupture. The first involves a rupture in the crust without magma intrusion. The second entails magma intrusion leading to an explosive volcanic eruption, and the third envisions a rupture followed by fluid sealing before magma reaches the surface. The prevailing opinion leans towards the third possibility, making it the most likely outcome should a rupture occur. Hey, if you're liking the video so far, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you. The weakening crust. While the exact timing of the crust rupture remains uncertain, the conditions appear ripe for such an event. The rock overlying Campi Flegrei's relatively shallow sill is approximately 3 times weaker in 2023 than it was in 1984. This significant weakening increases the likelihood of a rupture, presenting the highest risk since 1950. But what will happen if the Campi Flegrei were to erupt? What if? The immediate concern revolves around the population living in the shadow of this geological giant. The red zone, as designated by Italy's Civil Protection Agency, is home to 500,000 people. This area, spanning a sizable 12 to 14 kilometers, is considered the epicenter of the risk, and an established evacuation plan is in place. Monthly risk assessments are performed to ensure preparedness, acknowledging the potential for a disaster that could reshape lives and landscapes. It's important to note that despite the fame of Mount Vesuvius, which famously destroyed Pompeii in 79 CE, Campi Flegrei presents a more immediate threat. While Vesuvius is known for its historical eruptions, Campi Flegrei's complex nature and recent signs of unrest highlight its potential danger to the densely populated areas surrounding it. The thought of Campi Flegrei erupting raises alarming questions about the potential impacts on the surrounding region and beyond. The scale, type, and duration of the eruption would determine the extent of these impacts. Large eruptions can inject substantial amounts of volcanic ash and gases into the atmosphere. This has the potential to induce global climate effects as the particles and gases can reflect sunlight, leading to a temporary cooling of the Earth's surface. Historic volcanic eruptions have demonstrated this phenomenon. Volcanic eruptions release gases such as sulfur dioxide, SO2, and carbon dioxide, CO2. These can contribute to air pollution, impacting air quality and posing health risks to those exposed. Respiratory problems can arise from breathing in volcanic ash particles. Disruption to local and regional economies is also a real concern. Infrastructure, agriculture, and tourism pillars of the regional economy could suffer significant damage as well. The aftermath of an eruption could have lasting economic implications for the affected communities. Pyroclastic flows, high-speed streams of hot gas and volcanic matter, are a potential threat as well. These can incinerate everything in their path and cause widespread devastation. Additionally, magma movement beneath the surface can deform the ground and trigger earthquakes, leading to structural damage and increased hazards. Despite the meticulous monitoring and preparedness measures, living in the shadow of a potentially reawakening volcano introduces an undeniable level of uncertainty. The very nature of volcanic activity is dynamic and can defy our best attempts at prediction. It's a delicate balance between understanding the signs, preparing for the worst, and hoping for the best. So what are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and make sure you like our video. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.